a new team going up against Chucky. I am so ready for this. Hey there, it's Kristen, and today we're talking about the 4th episode in Syfy's brand new Chucky series. In this one, Chucky is taking things way too far. Again, in this episode, we are in modern day, but we're also flashing back to the past to learn more about Charles's history. But let's start with modern day. So Lexy, in the last episode, was literally cornered by Chucky. It's like, how is she gonna get out of this? And surprisingly, she made it out alive. We do find out that Oliver, who we know was already stabbed to death by Chucky, is definitely dead, and everyone else is kind of suffering from like smoke inhalation and things like that, but Lexy is fine. She confronts Jake about Chucky, and he says how he knows that he was real, and honestly he set him on her on purpose because she's a witch.
Jake, why is your doll coming after me?
And at first she's upset about it, but then ultimately she realizes like he's the only one that's gonna believe her and know that this is true, so like maybe they gotta join forces. Also, let me know what you guys think about this theory. I'm not sure if I'm right or not, but when Junior was falling asleep at the hospital, he saw a little glimpse of a Chucky running by before they brought Chucky back to the hospital. So it makes me wonder, like, is this a little bit of a hint of a second Chucky, or, you know, one of the other Chucky cult members? We think that we're following this one Chucky, but there's like other ones. Maybe, for instance, that could be why Chucky claimed that he didn't kill the nanny. Maybe that was a different Chucky? I mean, really, in this show, after the Cult of Chucky, there could be hundreds of Chuckies all over the place running around, and we have no idea. Jake and Lexy go back to the nearly burned down house to see if they can find Chucky and stop him. They end up having another confrontation between the two of them, and Lexy falls, and it looks like she could potentially fall to her death. At that point, Chucky appears, and he's like, just let her go! And he's really trying to convince Jake, like, this is it. This is your moment now to become like me, to become a killer. Just drop her. And Jake, at that point, chooses to not be like Chucky. He's like, I am not evil like this, and he saves her, and now we know for certain Jake is on the good side. He's not gonna be messed around with by Chucky anymore. He is firmly ready to stop Chucky. Chucky had a really cool design here. He's like half melty. I think we've seen so much in terms of Chucky falling apart. He's charred, he's sewn up, so it's cool to see like a half melty face, just a different design. At that point, a detective comes in, takes the doll to bring to the hospital for Lexy's little sister, and they're racing back now because they don't want that doll in the hospital. They want to get rid of that doll. There's some funny moments that go on, especially with the detective who's like really trying to get some snacks. Ultimately, he's just so annoying that even Chucky has to kill him, and honestly, I was kind of like, alright, I'll give you that one, Chucky. That guy was annoying. I also was wondering, like, how realistic was that death for the detective? I mean, like, Chucky threw the knife that went into his spine, so maybe the spine there, I don't know, but I was just like, that's not that big of a knife. So now Jake and Lexy are kind of in this little circle of knowing that Chucky is real. Jake gets taken by Devon's mom, the detective, which I feel like was not cool, that she's like questioning him and asking him all these things while he's alone. He's a minor. Where's his lawyer? And at that point, Devon has done his own research. He's learned all about Charles Lee Ray, and he ends up meeting up with Lexy, and she reveals to him that all of this is real, all of this is true, and eventually all three of them come together as everyone races to Lexy's little sister's hospital room because Chucky like unplugged her hospital stuff to like draw attention, and we see that the detective's dead. I'm thinking, does this now make it so that everyone's realizing, alright, Jake couldn't have done this? Does this throw the detective off of Jake's scent now? Because she was with him when all of this happened. And then we also see Chucky throwing up the middle finger to these three kids, and oh, I was so excited when I saw that because it felt like these three have come together. Now they're gonna be the people to try to stop Chucky, and it's like a little war brewing, and oh, I was so excited. We started this season with Jake kind of on his own, and now you've brought these three people together who, you know, don't necessarily seem like they would make sense, but I think it works. And they're gonna be the ones to hopefully take down Chucky. Now, of course, we also gotta talk about that flashback to young Charles's life. They show him living in a boys' home, and he's kind of thriving there. He's got the young kids looking up to him. Everyone thinks he's great. He has a moment with a mean custodian, and then the kids are all playing Peter Pan, and they're looking for Captain Hook, and they find this dead body, which is that same custodian with his hand cut off and a hook put in. Chucky's like, look, there's Captain Hook, and all the kids are freaked out except for one kid who really seems to look up to Charles. Later on, when the police come to the home to figure out what happened to this man, Charles leaves the kid a box and says like that he has guts and like take care of this, and in that box was that man's hand, and the woman calls out to that little kid, and it turns out that was Eddie Caputo from the first movie, the guy who had like 2 lines but was basically Chucky's right-hand man. And so that was a really cool moment. I love seeing that flashback and being like, oh my god, the two of them were in this boys' home together, that's how they knew each other, and ooh, I was like, wow. So for me, I really loved this episode. I thought that they did such a great job. Again, bringing back those connections. I love this idea of these 3 kids coming together to form a little crew that's gonna stop Chucky. I'm so glad that Jake is on the good side. Maybe even the cousin Junior will come in and join them eventually too. So far we haven't seen any people from the original movies yet, and I know that Andy and Jennifer Tilly and Nika are supposed to be showing up, so I'm hoping they're gonna come up soon. So far all we've really heard is Andy's voice in that first episode, so I'm like, alright, where is everybody? I wanna see it all start coming together. But I think this was a really good episode of just having this crew start to form to go after Chucky. Drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on this episode and how you're enjoying the season so far. Consider subscribing if you like my videos, and if you want to talk more TV and movies with me outside of the comments section, check out the exclusive Discord available on my Patreon at patreon.com/kmaldo. If you like this one, you can check out more of my videos right over here. See ya!